Okay, so hi everybody. Welcome back to another Monday, 10 o'clock online yoga. I just want to thank everybody for joining us last week. We had really such a great response to the online classes, so thank you for all joining us and supporting us. And really just a great testament to really our community, our commitment to ourselves, our commitment to our practice and to one another. So again, thank you so much from my heart. So we're going to keep going with these online classes, just so you know. The schedule 10 o'clock, 5:30 every day, Monday through Friday, and then 10 o'clock on Saturday and Sundays. So hope to see you there. So today we're just going to start on our backs today. So, and I hear a hooray, even though you guys are all muted. So we're laying on our backs with our knees bent, soles of your feet on the floor. And then we'll widen your feet a little bit wider than hip distance and rest your knees in on one another. Rest your hand gently down to your sides and turn your palms up towards the sky and just let your fingers curl upward naturally. And feel free to use a blanket underneath the head if you find that your head is kind of tilting backward. And then your chin is jutting upward. Maybe place a blanket underneath your head. Close your eyes and begin to turn inward. Feel the weight of your feet. Notice the weight of your hips and pelvis. Feel the muscles along the spine release with gravity. Relax the shoulder blades, arm bones. Notice the weight of your head as it runs into the earth. And then bring your hands to your belly. Let the belly expand gently as you inhale. Soften and empty as you exhale. And move one hand up to the heart center and follow the breath up into the chest and lungs. Release the breath back down again. Enjoy the gentle lift of the heart with each breath. And then continue to follow the breath up through the collarbones to the crown of your head. Gently release the breath back down again. Follow that wave-like motion of the breath, keeping it slow and steady. And calm and smooth. Observe the breath, the sensations in your body. Notice how you feel in this moment. Recognize the effort and the ease it takes to be here right now. Acknowledge both comfort and discomfort. Find comfort in the discomfort. Steep in the solitude. Soak in the quiet introspection. Find stability in the peace. Discover growth in the silence. If you'd like, set an intention for your practice today, a sankalpa, a reason and a purpose. And when you're ready, separate the knees and walk your heels and toes back in by hip distance, toes pointing straight ahead. Release your hands gently down to your sides, palms to the ground. Inhale, reach the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, release the right hand towards the ground, to the ground above your head. Inhale, extend the right arm back up. Exhale, release the right hand back down to your side. Inhale, extend the left arm up. Exhale, release the back of the hand once again towards the ground, to the ground above your head. Inhale, extend the left arm back up towards the sky. And exhale, release your left hand gently down to the ground. Inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, release the back of the hands once again towards the ground, to the ground above your head. Inhale, extend the fingertips back up. Exhale, release the hands gently back down to your sides. One more time, inhale, extend the fingertips straight up towards the sky and pause here. Turn the palms in towards the midline, crossing your forearms, hold on to opposite elbows. Inhale here. Exhale, lower your elbows to your right. Enjoy the opening along the left shoulder, shoulder blade. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Exhale, elbows to your left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release the forearms above the crown of your head. Maybe resting the forearms to the ground. And take a full breath here. And then keep the arms crossed and bring the forearms above the chest once again. And then uncross and recross with the opposite forearm in front. Inhale here, and once again, exhale, lower the elbows to your right. Inhale back to center, exhale, elbows to your left. Inhale back to center, exhale, release the forearms above the crown of your head. Pause, take a full breath. Slide the heels forward, straighten the legs. Press out through the heels and soles of your feet. Draw the navel in. Draw the low ribs in slightly. Then walk your feet over to your right. Press out through the left heel. Lengthen through the left elbow. And feel the opening along the left waist. And inhale, slowly come back to center with the feet, and then walk your feet over to your left. Press out through the right heel and lengthen through the right elbow. And enjoy the opening along the right waist. And then inhale, slowly come back to center. Slide your elbows back down to your sides. Let your forearms and hands follow. Let your legs flop open. Pause for a moment and take a breath. Then slide your heels back in and rest the soles of your feet back to the ground. Let's move the blanket, if you place one up from underneath your head, and just rest your head to the ground now. And then return your hands to your low belly here. And then inhale, inflate the belly and arch the low back. Exhale, empty the belly and press the spine down and curl the tail slightly up. Inhale, inflate the belly, arch the low back. Exhale, empty the belly, press the spine down, curl the tail slightly up, keep the pelvis grounded. And one more time with your own breath. And then bring the spine back to neutral. Rest your hand gently down to your sides. Toes pointing straight ahead, feet hip distance apart. And then once again, inhale, inflate the belly, arch the low back. And this time, exhale, empty the belly, press the spine down and curl the tailbone up, lifting the pelvis up off the ground, moving in. Just do a gentle bridge, go easy here. And then exhale, slowly release, roll down through the spine, and gently release the pelvis back down to the ground. And then inhale, inflate the belly, arch the low back. Exhale, empty the belly, press the spine down, curl the tailbone up. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, slowly release, gently lowering the spine down. Inhale, inflate the belly. Exhale, empty the belly. Press into the soles of your feet. Lift the hips up one last time. Pause for a moment. Exhale, slowly release. Lower the spine, the sacrum. Take a breath. And then bring your knees into your chest and just hug them in for a moment. And then open your knees up towards each armpit. Breathe into the hips, the belly, the low back. And then circle the knees around in opposition here. Lubricating the hips, massaging the hip joints. And then reverse that circle. Last round. Come back to center, and then gently rock from right to left. And then roll all the way to your right. Rest your left hand to the ground. Extend your left heel forward and slowly press it. So we'll come into table pose now. So you can, again, use your blanket here. Sorry, I didn't mention it earlier. Feel free to have blocks and all your props handy, but I think by now most of you know that. So we'll place the blanket underneath the knees, the wrists underneath the shoulders. Spread the palms and fingers really wide. Feet behind the knees. Exhale, curve upward, tilt the tail down into cat pose Vidavasana. Tilt the tail down, empty the belly, gaze down at the knees of the belly. And then inhale, draw the navel in, not the heart, towards the earth. Lengthen the sternum forward. Exhale, curve upward, tilt the tail down, empty the belly, gaze down at the knees of the belly. Inhale, draw the navel in, lengthen the sternum forward, soften through the heart, draw the shoulder blades towards one another. And then last time, exhale, curve upward, tilt the tail down, empty the belly. Bring the big toes to touch, lead with the tailbone, rest your hips towards your heels. Gently press into the palms, rest your head towards the ground, to the ground. Allow the breath to move into any areas of tightness or restriction. Across the low back, into the hips. Relax your mind. Release your thoughts. And inhale, slowly come forward back to table pose. And then turn your left fingertips towards the right. Scoop the right arm underneath. It'll move into a gentle twist, resting the right shoulder, shoulder blade, side of the head to the ground. Press into your left hand or back on the left shoulder blade. Maybe gaze upward to deepen. And inhale, slowly come back up. Turn your right fingertips towards the left. Scoop the left arm underneath this time. Rest the side of your head, the shoulder, the top of your hand. Allow gravity to help you here. Observe differences from one side to the other. And once again, press into the right hand, draw back on the right shoulder blade, maybe gaze upward. And inhale, slowly come back up and turn your fingertips straight ahead. And then let's walk your hands forward towards the front of your mat. One hand length, maybe more. And then extend the sitting bones up and back into your upward back diagonal. Rest your forehead to the ground. Press into the palms, lift up through the forearms, the armpits. Broaden across the upper back, the collarbones. Wrap the outer shoulder blades and the upper arm bones down towards the ground. Draw the navel in and extend the sitting bones up and back. Enjoy the length of the spine, the lift of the sitting bones. Always feel free to return to this half dog pose as a great alternative to downward facing dog. All the same benefits. Less pressure on the wrists, elbows and shoulders. Inhale, slowly come forward. Bring your wrists an inch or two in front of the shoulders. Still spread the palms and fingers wide. Index fingers straight ahead or slightly turned out towards the corners of your mat. Tuck the toes under, shift your hips back. Draw the navel in, inhale, lift your hips, keep the knees bent. Find length once again through the spine, lift the sitting bones high. Keep the left knee bent, lower the right heel gently downward. Inhale, exhale, left heel gently downward, and the right knee. And bend both knees, drop the navel in. Inhale, lift the sitting bones high. Engage the lower abdominals. Exhale, lower both heels gently downward. Enjoy the length through the spine. The opening through the hamstrings, the calves, the Achilles, and the soles of your feet. And then from here, continue forward into plank pose. Draw the navel in. Align your wrists underneath the shoulders, navel to the spine. So you can always lower the knees and modify here. That's great. Inhale, lift the hips back up to downward facing dog. Root downward into the index fingers and thumbs at the roots of your knuckles. 2 more times. Exhale, come forward. Try to keep the hands where they are. Wrists underneath the shoulders. Navel in, inhale, lift the hips back up, downward facing dog. 1 more time, exhale forward, plank pose. Inhale, lift the hips back up, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then when you're ready, slowly walk your feet forward to standing forward bend. Hang from your hips into Uttanasana. Relax the head down. So feel free to use blocks here if the floor feels far away. If your hamstrings are resisting, if your low back is tightening, or if your jaw is clenching. So take support if you need it. And allow the head to relax downward, releasing any tension, any stress, any worries or doubts, any fear, anxiety, even anger, frustration. Allowing it to drain out the top of your head and out the fingertips into the floor. And just let go of anything that no longer serves you here. And then when you're ready, bend your knees, shift the tailbone down. Engage the abdominals and slowly roll up through the spine. Keep the head, neck, and shoulders relaxed and soft. And arrive in Mountain Pose Tadasana. So just check the alignment of your feet here. Make sure the outer edges of your feet are running parallel to the sides of your mat. And then we'll lift the toes up off the ground. And if you can, spread the toes wide and gently lower and rest the toes to the ground. And then feel a gentle lift in the inner ankles and feel how that lifts up through the inner arches. And then feel that lift continuing up through the inner leg line, inner knees, into the inner groins, and press the outer legs in. And then from here, let's think about pressing the tops of the thigh bones back towards the wall behind you. So softening through the front of your groins here. And then once again, noticing how the lumbar spine makes that action happen as well as the thighs, right? So that lumbar spine reacts to that. So offset that by lifting from the lower abdominals, pelvic floor towards the navel, and relaxing the sacrum and tailbone down. And then stabilize that by pressing the outer hips in. And then roll the shoulders back and open. Draw the shoulder blades in towards the midline. And then broaden across the upper back and the collarbones. Keep the shoulders in their sockets. Extend your fingertips gently downward. Stacking the shoulders over the hips. Create space through the base of the skull. Extend the back of the skull upward. And just take time here to observe the strength, the stability, and the simplicity of Mountain Pose Tadasana. And when you're ready, turn your palms up, rotate from your shoulders. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to upward hand pose, or Hastasana. And then lengthen upward through the sideways. Relax the sacrum and tailbone down, lift the low belly up, draw the low ribs in, lift the sternum up as you gaze upward. And then exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Hinge from the hips to fold forward. Press the thigh bones back. Lead with the sternum, hinge at the hips, and fold forward. Rest your hands to the block or the floor. Walk through the floor. Inhale, slowly come halfway up, hands to your shins, knees, or thighs. Work towards the flat back, collarbones broad, navel in. Exhale, slowly release, forward and down. And then bend your knees, palms flat to the floor, and step back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good, and then once again, continue forward into plank pose, Halakasana, or Urdhva Dandasana. And then continue down to the right. Let's lower the knees first here. Lower your knees gently to the ground. Turn the elbow creases forward, keep the hands where they are. Navel to the spine, lift the sitting bones slightly, and then slowly release down to the chest and the chin if you can. And then continue down to the belly, point your toes back. Heels of the hands down by the low ribs. Draw the navel in, inhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders just to low cobra. Sternum forward, shoulder blades down the back. So notice if the shoulders are riding up towards the ears here. Try to relax your shoulders down and away from the ears. Exhale, slowly release. And then let's slide the forearms forward and bring the elbows underneath your shoulders. Moving into Sphinx pose. Forearms parallel to one another. Sternum forward, shoulder blades down the back. And then from here, look over your right shoulder and look down towards your right heel. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder and look down towards your left heel. Inhale, slowly come back to center, and then interlace your fingers here. Root down into the outer wrists and the fists. And then tuck your toes under, elbows still underneath your shoulders. Draw the navel closely into the spine. And then press into the knees and bring the torso parallel to the ground. And then some of you may be comfortable maybe pressing the thigh bones up towards the sky. Otherwise, just stay with your knees on the ground and just continue to breathe wherever you are is great. Exhale, slowly lower the knees gently to the ground. And then let's crawl the knees slightly forward, maybe 6 inches forward or so. And then tuck your toes under once again. Keep the elbows underneath the shoulders. Dome the upper back slightly. Wrap the outer shoulder blades. Draw the navel in. Inhale, lift your hips to dolphin pose. So if you can, your head is off the ground here. Otherwise, just lower the knees back down to the ground. And exhale, slowly release. Lower your knees gently back down to the ground. And then unclasp the hands and we'll set up again for your downward facing dog with your wrist an inch or two in front of the shoulders. Palms spread wide, fingers pointing straight ahead, next fingers pointing straight ahead or slightly turned out towards the corner of your mat. Shift your hips back. Inhale, lift the hips back up, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then from here, maybe shift your weight slightly to the right foot and just shift your hips a little bit to the right. So wagging the tail a little bit here. And then shifting your weight to your left, moving your hips slightly to your left. And then you can move a little bit more freely with the rhythm of your own breath. Just notice how that feels. Once again, most of the weight is up. And then come back to center. And then when you're ready, slowly walk your feet forward, standing forward, and hang from your hips. Uttanasana. And then from here, just shake your head no a little bit. You go any tension in the neck. And then nodding your head yes. And then bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows up, press into the heels, inhale, slowly come all the way up. And then release your hands down, turn your palms up, inhale, reach the arms up, touch the palms. Exhale, bring your hands gently to your heart. Take a moment to observe, to feel, to notice, to breathe and let go. Release your hands, and if you don't get it ready, have your blocks handy. Place them on either side of the front of your mat. Then we'll come back to your mountain pose in Tadasana. Near the front edge of your mat, turn your palms up once again. Rotate from the shoulders. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up, upward hand pose. Sacrum and tailbone down, low belly up, low ribs in. Inhale, lift the sternum up, upward hand pose, Urdhva. Exhale, either your hands to your hips, or you can sweep your hands up to the side if that feels okay in your low back. If you're feeling strained, just bring your hands back to your hips. And then rest your hands towards the ground, chin to the ground, or your blocks. Inhale, slowly come halfway up, sternum forward, shoulder blades down the back. Collarbones broad. Exhale, slowly release. And then bend your knees and reach for your blocks. Put your blocks on your mat underneath your shoulders. Step back with your left leg. Slide the left ball of your foot back towards the back of your mat. And then move your blocks back in underneath your shoulders. So again, if you don't have blocks, you can just do your best here. Again, no worries. Use your blocks if you have them. And then descend the right thigh bone, right knee aligned over the ankle. Draw the right hip back and in towards the midline. Press the left thigh bone up. Inhale, reach the right arm forward. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, reach your left arm forward. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, work to straighten the front leg. Stretch out the hamstrings. Inhale, lengthen the sternum forward. Long spine. Exhale, maybe pull forward more deeply if that's available. You can rest your hands to the ground or lower your blocks if you feel comfortable. Lower the left heel gently downward towards the ground as well here. And then inhale, slowly come halfway up. And then bend your front knee, gently lower the left knee to the ground. So once again, feel free to use your blanket. Pad the knee joint if you have any knee sensitivity here. Point your left toes back and shift forward. Bring your hands to your front knee. And then once again, try to relax your right hip down and bring it back and in. And then roll the left outer hip forward. And then you can bring your hands to your front knee if you like. Lift the front hip points up. Relax the sacrum and tailbone down. And then slowly release, rest your hands gently down to your blocks, shift back to your left knee, and then lower your left block down to a lower height. Tuck your left toes under, press the left thigh bone up. Inhale, reach the right arm forward and lengthen. Sweep the right hand out to the side, place the palm to the low back sacrum, press the right leg in, draw the right hip back, draw the navel in as you roll the right shoulder open. Inhale, extend the right arm straight up towards the sky. Lift the weight out of the left shoulder and wrist. Maybe gaze upward. Exhale, slowly release. Put your right hand back down to your block. And then move your block off to the side. And then bring your right knee into your chest. You can step back either downward facing dog or extend the right leg straight up into three-legged dog, or to keep the hips level. The inner thigh spinning forward, right inner thigh spinning forward, left hip lengthening upward. Exhale, slowly release. Lower the right foot back down. And then once again, you can continue forward into plank pose. You can always modify the knees here, that's great. Continue down to the belly, keep the elbows close to the ribs. Point your toes back. And again, you can do your low cobra here. You can do the Sphinx pose on the forearms. Or you can press up to upward facing dog. Only if that feels comfortable for you today. Draw the navel in and up. Initiate the action from the core. Exhale, release forward and down. Make your way back to downward facing dog. To plank or all fours. And then lift the hips once again, downward facing dog. Breathe in deeply. Exhale slowly. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly either walk, step, jump forward, standing forward bend. Anchor your hips. Relax the head down. And then let's repeat to the other side. Bend your knee. You can have your blocks handy. Step back with your right leg this time. Slide the right ball of your foot back towards the back of your mat. Bring your blocks directly underneath your shoulders. And then once again, descend the left thigh bone parallel to the ground. Left knee lined over the ankle. And draw the left hip back and in towards the midline. Press the right thigh bone up, the right inner heel back. Reach your left arm forward. Draw the navel in to support. Using the strength of your core. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, reach your right arm forward. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, work to straighten the left leg. Lift the kneecap and quadriceps up. Find length through the spine, sternum forward, shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, slowly release the right heel downward, maybe fold forward more deeply. Feel free to rest the hands to the ground or lower your blocks. And then check in with the jaw. Release the tongue, the soft palate. Inhale, slowly come halfway up. Bend your front knee, lower your right knee gently down to the ground. Grab the knee joint here if you need to. Point your right toes back. And then shift forward and draw the navel in. Lift the front hip points up. Once again, relax the left outer hip down. Roll the right outer hip forward. Lift the front hip points up. Release the sacrum and tailbone down. Feel free to bring your hands to your front knee. Take a breath. And exhale, slowly release. Rest your hands back down to your block. Shift back to your right knee. And then lower your right block down to a lower height. Tuck your right toes back under. Press the right thigh bone back up. Inhale, reach your left arm forward. Exhale, sweep your left hand out to the side. Place the palm to the low back. Hug your left leg in. Draw the left hip back. Roll the left shoulder open. And inhale, extend the left arm up. Two more breaths. Relax the right shoulder down and away from the right ear. Lift the weight out of the right wrist and shoulder. Exhale, slowly release. Lower the left hand back down. And once again, step back, either downward facing dog or three-legged dog, or maybe even half dog on the knees. Exhale, slowly release. Pause for a moment. Take a breath. And then options are to move through a flow of your choice, or once again, you can lower the knees and rest in child's pose. So great option. Always rest your head to a block if the form feels far away. Follow the rhythm of your own breath. And then we'll come together slowly in your downward facing dog and rush. And when you're ready, we'll slowly come back together and standing forward bend, walk, step, or jump. And then hang from your hips. Bend your knees here. You can cross with your forearms if you'd like and dangle from the hips, traction the spine. Slowly release the arms, deepen the bend of the knees. Once again, bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows up. Press into the heels, engage the abdominals as you slowly come up with a straight back. Release your hands down, turn your palms up, rotate from the shoulders, inhale. Reach the arms all the way up, touch the palms. Exhale, hands to your heart. Breathe, take a few breaths. Notice and feel. Good. Release your hands. Open your eyes now. So let's turn and face the side of your mat. And then take a light stance with your blocks behind each foot. So we're going 3 to 4 feet with your stance, toes pointing straight ahead. And then bring your hands to your hip creases. And then lift your toes on your right foot, pivot on the heel, and turn out the foot 90 degrees. And then shift your left heel back just slightly. And then bend your right knee and descend the right thigh bone. So lift through the lower abdominals here. And then inhale, reach the arms up parallel to the ground, palms up to start. Feel the lift of the sternum, the release of the shoulder blades. And then rotate the forearms and palms to face the ground as you maintain the lift of the sternum. The openness across the collarbones. Breathe here, gazing over your right hand, feeling the strength, the power. And then from here, keep the right knee bent and reach out with the right arm, lengthen along the right waist, and then rest your right hand down to your block. And then sweep your left hand down in front of you, and then up and over the ear, and move into extended side angle, Partial Konasana. So from here, moving the right rib slightly forward, rolling the left ribs slightly up and back, and then press your right leg towards your right arm. And then maintain all of that. Exhale, release your left hand down by the hip, cross it in front of your body, and up and over the ear. 2 more times. Exhale, hand down, cross in front, up and over the ear. 1 more time. Exhale, inhale, up and over. 1 more breath, root down into the left heel, reach out through the left fingertips. And then from here, reach up with the left arm, rest the hand to the hip. Inhale, work to straighten the right leg. Lift the kneecap and quadriceps up. Find length, once again, not only through the left side of the body, but also through the right. And then inhale, reach up with the left arm and lengthen. And then from here, reach the left arm up and over the ear and extend the fingertips above the crown of the head. And then lengthen the left hip in opposition. And then reach up with the left arm. Bend your right knee. Press into your left foot. Inhale, slowly come back up. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Lift the toes, bring your feet back to parallel. Bring your hands back to your hips. Just taking the other side. When you're ready, lift the toes on the left. Pivot on the heel, turn out the foot 90 degrees. Lower the foot down, spread the toes wide. Shift your right heel back slightly. Bend your left knee. Descend the left thigh bone. Lift through the lower abdominals. Inhale, reach the arms up parallel to the ground. Lift the sternum, rub the collarbones, rotate the forearms and palms to face the ground. Gaze over your left hand and once again feel the power. Feel the strength, the pose, your body, your spirit. And then once again, reach out with the left arm, lengthen along the left waist. Exhale, rest your left hand down to your block. Then sweep your right hand down in front of you, across the front of the body, and then up and over the ear. Reach out through the fingertips. And then once again, roll the left rib slightly forward, open the right rib, slightly open it up. Exhale, release the right hand down by the hip, cross it in front of the body, and up and over the ear. Again, exhale, release the hand down, cross it in front of the body, and over the ear. Last time, exhale, and inhale. And then from here, inhale, reach up with the right arm. Exhale, then I'll place the hand on the hip. Inhale, work to straighten the left leg. Trikonasana, triangle pose. So again, lifting the left kneecap and quadriceps up, lengthening along the left waist. Inhale, reach the right arm up towards the sky. And then from here, extend the right arm up and over the crown of your head, fingertips extending above the crown. And then once again, lengthening the right hip in opposition. Feeling the length along the right waist, still breathing. And when you're ready, bend your left knee, press into your right foot, reach up with the right arm, press back up to warrior two or virasana two. And inhale, straighten the left leg, lift the toes, bring your feet back to parallel. So release the hands gently back down to your sides, and then just walk your heels and toes back in. Your knees and close your eyes. Take a few breaths and observe. Feel. Absorb. Good. So open your eyes now, and let's once again try to face the short front end of your mat. Time is running out, actually, so let's just take one block and step to the back of our hands. So squeezing the block, press the outer legs and hips in, lifting in and up from the pelvic floor. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky and lengthen. Exhale, first bring your hands to your hips. Inhale here. Exhale as you bend the knees and descend the thigh bones, squeezing the block, lifting it up. You can keep your hands back at your hips, that's great. You're feeling pretty strong today. Inhale, shift your weight slightly back to the heels. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up into Utkatasana. Two more breaths. Release the hands up to the sides. Inhale, straighten the legs. Squeeze the block. Exhale, fold forward. Relax the head down. Walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. Squeeze the block. Inner thigh spin back. Index fingers pointing straight ahead. Continue forward plank pose. Notice if you adjusted the hands and feet. Keep the hands and feet where they are. Inhale, lift the hips up. Inner thighs back. Squeeze the block. So you can stay here if you'd like, or two more times coming forward. Plank pose, squeezing the block, navel in. Lead with the block. Inhale, lift the hips back up. Last time, exhale forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze the block, bend the knees, lower the knees gently to the ground. Move the block off to the side. Crawl forward. All right, so if you have a strap, go ahead and make a loop with the strap. If not, you can do this without a strap. So we're placing the strap, making a big loop with the strap, like 3 feet or so. So I realize many of you don't have straps, so that's okay. Like I said, you don't need one. If you have one, use it. Place it around the upper back. So overhead, underneath the armpits. Move the buckle off to the side. Bring your feet to the front edge of your mat. And then bring your right foot into the strap. So if not, you can just place your hands behind you and extend your right leg up, not using the strap, right? So you could do the same thing here. This is what we're basically doing. Right? So then right foot into the strap, and then you can bring the left foot into the strap if you'd like, or you can just alternate. So just check in and see what's happening. So notice if the upper back is kind of curving back, right? So the idea is that we're really working to maintain the lift of the sternum, the broadness across the collarbones. And then you might just keep your hands back here, that's great. Some of you may extend both arms forward. Two more breaths. And then when you're ready, rest your hands behind you and release the feet. And then we'll do the same thing one more time without the strap. So leaning back, finding the base of your sacrum. Bring your shins parallel to the ground. Maybe stay here if you'd like. Maybe release the arms if you'd like. Maybe extend the legs if you'd like. We're to maintain the lift of the sternum, release of the shoulder blades. Easier said than done. Take 2 more breaths. And bend your knees, curve the spine, and slowly roll down to the ground. Bring your knees gently into your chest. Turn them in. And lower your left foot to the ground. And inhale, extend the right leg up. So options are you can use your strap here, that's great, or you can just clasp underneath your right hand, right leg, I'm sorry. Two more cycles of breath. Good. And then you can cross your left hand over to the strap, or you can cross your left hand over to the outer right calf or knee, or even thigh. So it just depends on if you have a strap, or even the outer foot, so you're a little more flexible here. And just cross the leg over the midline. Inhale, slowly come back to center, then bend your right knee, release your strap if you're using one. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. And lift your left leg, clasp underneath your left thigh. If that feels like too much for you, you can keep the left foot on the ground and just rest the right hand to the top of your right thigh and press the right thigh bone away from you. So choose what again feels best for you in this moment. Exhale, slowly release. Keep your right ankle crossed over the left knee, and then lower both legs to your left. Rest the right sole of your foot to the ground. Lengthen the right waist as you lengthen the right hip towards the front of your mat. Some of you might feel comfortable getting even a deeper stretch by sliding the right arm up above the head, above the crown of your head, back of the hand to the floor. We did when we started today. And then slowly retract the right arm. Inhale, lift the legs back up. Keep, once again, the right ankle crossed over the left knee. And then walk your left foot out to the left side of your mat. And then lower both legs to the right now. Flex your left foot. And again, some of you may want to get an additional stretch here by sliding the left arm this time above the crown of your head, back of the hand to the floor, reach out through the fingertips. And then inhale, slowly retract the left elbow, lift the left legs back up, uncross the right leg. And then let's bring your feet about hip distance once again. So we'll do the same thing with the left leg. So bring your left leg in, and you can use the strap around the left sole of your foot or clasp underneath the left thigh. And just feel the stretch along the left hamstrings. Press the heel upward, draw the toes downward. Work to keep the left leg straight. So remember, if the leg is bent, you're not really getting the stretch through the hamstring, the belly of the hamstring here. So best to maybe lower the leg, right, and get the full stretch through the hamstring. And then from here, now crossing the right hand over either to your strap or the outside of your left leg, wherever feels comfortable, calf, ankle, knee. And then just cross the leg over the midline just a few inches and just feel that opening along the outer left leg line. And then inhale, slowly come back to center. Once again, cross the left ankle over the right knee. Again, options are just to press the left hand into the left thigh, that's great. Or lift the right leg, clasp underneath the right thigh, breathe here. Exhale, slowly release, lower the right foot down, keep the left ankle crossed over the right knee, lower both legs to your right, rest the left sole of your foot to the ground. Lengthen the left hip down and away from the left shoulder towards the front of your mat. And then once again, if you'd like to deepen, you can slide the left arm above the front of the head, the back of the hand to the floor. Reach out through the fingertips. Feel the length along the left waistline. Observe differences from one side to the other. Retract the left elbow. Inhale, lift the legs back up. Keep the left ankle crossed over. This time, walk your right foot over to the right side of your mat. And then lower both legs to your left. Flex your right foot. And again, you can deepen the stretch if you want. So this is optional. By extending the right arm once again above the crown of your head, reaching out through the fingertips, back of the hand to the floor. And just feel that line of energy from the right knee through the right hip and waist, through the lower right fingertips. And retract the right elbow. Inhale, lift the legs back up, and then cross them. And then just pause for a moment, take a breath. And then we'll move into a twist before we move into Shavasana. So this time, let's roll to your right side, kind of like in the fetal position. So stack your knees, lay on your right side, and extend your arms out in front of your shoulder height. Feel free to place a block between your knees here if deep twists are uncomfortable for you. It's really more of a thoracic twist, but you can just kind of play with it and see. So inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky, and then exhale, release the back of the hand towards the ground, to the ground behind you. You can cross your right hand over to the outer left knee if you like, to deepen, only if that feels good. And then slowly come back out of it the same way we went into it. So inhale, lift the left arm back up towards the sky. Exhale, release, stack the palms out in front of you. And then bend your elbows and roll back to your back. And then we'll recenter the spine. Pause. And last time, rolling to your left side now. Once again, stack the palms out in front of your shoulder height. Stack the knees. Inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale, release the right hand behind you, back the hand towards the ground to the ground. Try to soften through the right shoulder, shoulder blade, right over back, waist. And once again, just take time here to observe, feel differences from one side to the other. Maybe cross the left hand over to the outer right knee. And slowly release. Inhale, reach the right arm back up. Exhale, stack the palms. And bend the elbows, roll back to your back. Back to neutral spine, pause. Good, so if you have a strap, we'll just do one more before we relax. You can go into Urdhva Dandasana, so staff pose on your back, or Supta Dandasana, with your legs up towards the sky. So you can use a strap or not, so you can do that too, right? Bend your knees if your hamstrings are resisting. And just, once again, take time to feel the weight of the thighs, the femurs, the thigh bones moving downward into their sockets, particularly the inner heads of the fingers, so the inner edges of your femurs sinking downward towards the inner hip sockets. Feel the weight of the sacrum, the weight of the pelvis, and once again, allow gravity to help you. And then when you're ready, bend your knees, release the feet from the straps, set your strap off to the side. And once again, just rock from right to left. Circle the knees around, massage the sacrum. And then reverse that circle. Come back to center and we'll prepare for Shavasana. So set up however you like. So get comfy or at home, maybe still in your PJs. So enjoy this time to really relax. Cover up if you need to with a blanket, clothing. Take support with your props if you have any. Once you're settled, begin to relax completely. Feel the weight of your bones. Feel your muscles soften with gravity. And return your attention inward. Release any residual tension at the soles of your feet. At the palms of your hands. Relax the toes and the tops of your feet. the heels and the soles of your feet. Relax the ankles, the knees, the hips and the pelvis. Soften the glutes. Release the low back. Relax the belly, organs, the lungs and rib cage. Release the shoulder blades and open the heart. Relax the shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands and fingertips. Soften the neck and throat. Release the facial muscles. Relax the skin on the forehead, the temples and inner ears. Release the jaw, tongue, and the soft palate. Let the eyes sink to the back of their sockets. Soften the brain to the back of your skull. Notice your breath softening. And gently drift away. Find comfort in the discomfort. Steep in the solitude. Soak in the quiet introspection. Find stability in the peace. Discover growth in the silence. Slowly bring awareness back to your breath. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Extend the arms above your head for a gentle stretch. Bend your knees and carefully roll to your right side. And gently press into your left hand to come up slowly. Keep your head, neck, and shoulders relaxed and soft. Draw the chin in towards your chest. And allow your head to relax. Come to a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes. Take time to observe. Notice how you feel. Observe and absorb the effects of the practice. Enjoy this moment and all that it offers you. And rest your hands gently down to your sides. Rest your fingertips to the ground. Turn your palms up. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, touch the palms. Exhale, bring your hands gently to your heart. Press your thumbs to your sternum and lift your heart upward. Exhale, gently lower your head to meet your heart. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.
Thank you, Cara.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cara. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Have a great day, you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day,
Thank you so
everyone.
much. Have a great day.
Hi, Carol.
Bye, everybody.
Be well, everyone. Hey, Bella.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.